Hey everyone, my name's Adam Archer, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Heretic Knives Manticore X. It is a knife produced, of course, by Heretic Knives, which is owned by Anthony Marfione Jr., the son of the creator of Microtech Knives. So the owner of Heretic Knives definitely is familiar with automatic knives. He is a second-generation knife designer. So taking a quick look at the box, this is the Blade Show 2019 special. The only thing special about this particular model, though, was this sticker and a special pricing for Blade Show. I think it was $200 rather than the $300 that this normally retails at. In case you're wanting to pick one of these up, here are the specs on this particular one. The Manticore X Tanto Stonewash, fully serrated with breakthrough green handles. These come in a huge variety of different handles. So if you're wanting a specific color, my favorite is actually the breakthrough blue. You can purchase that if you would like. So I'm going to shut up for a moment and show you the firing action. I know you guys are going to want to see that, so I'll shoot it at a few different angles so that you can see. I've been opening and closing this a lot lately, so in certain angles I may have a difficult time of retracting the blade, but let's see. Oop. As I was saying, certain angles it can be more difficult to retract than others. However, this particular knife is more on the easy side of pressing the button or actuating the button. It is more difficult than, let's say, the Lightning OTF, but less difficult than a majority of Microtech Ultratechs that I have handled. If you've ever handled the Guardian Tactical, I'd put it actually more difficult than the Guardian Tactical Recon 35. So it has, I guess, a medium pull on it. However, honestly, if you take Ultratechs, for example, the same knife, depending on the year it was produced, it can be a completely different pull, or even same year, different knife. Some can be much more difficult to pull than others. So, opening this up, let's talk a little bit about the blade. This is 3.75 inches of CPM S30V, which it does feature the blade steel right there on the blade, which we can zoom in on right now. So you can see S35VN. And then I think the only other marking on the blade is the Heretic Knives logo right there. I do like the minimal writing on this knife. There's just that, and then on the back of the handle here is a very subdued Heretic Knives name, the model name Manticore X, serial number, which is 1078 and made in the USA, which I love that that's subdued and kind of hidden within the breakthrough handle color. Don't really like knives with a huge amount of writing all over it, which I think they do it perfectly on this knife. This blade is the Tanto version. It also comes in a recurve or a double edge. My favorite is the double edge version. The reason being is the double edge does not feature this weird like jimping type texture that doesn't actually function that well as jimping, other than maybe being a little bit uncomfortable if you try to use it, and this weird swedge that doesn't go well with the jimping. I would have preferred if they had just left that full metal, or if they had even ground that completely off. Either would have looked a little bit better in my opinion, but I am not the designer of this knife. I'm just giving my opinion. So the recurve version, it seems to kind of give a idea of what it looks like. It's similar to, I guess, this Lightning, at least the belly of the blade, but then it recurves through this area. So it's almost like a drop point with the recurve in the belly. The finish of this blade is stonewash, but you can actually see the grind lines going horizontally across the blade, which hopefully you can see that there, yeah. Kind of a unique finish there, where you can see those grind lines still. Normally grind lines are vertically, so you'd be seeing them going towards the edge rather than horizontally, which I think this is a flat grind. That's what you'll normally see on more flat ground knives, those grind lines that direction. So going back to the handle, that's one of my favorite things about this knife. Just a super attractive display side handle. Super simple, clean, awesome lines on here. You on a majority of out the front automatic knives, they do like to put the screws on the display side of the knife. You can see the Guardian Tactical, the Lightning OTF, the Microtech, Ultratech. On all of these, they have the screws on the display side of the knife. With this, they have decided not to do that, keep this side very clean, but then on the reverse is where you have the pocket clip and you have the Torque screws. Torque screws, I just want to emphasize that rather than these tri-wing that they put on Microtechs. Let's see what they put on Guardian Tactical. It looks like Torques also, and then Torques on Lightning. It looks like just Microtech is the one doing the terrible tri-wing screws, where you have to buy a specialty tool to be able to disassemble your knife. Of course, if you disassemble your knife, it probably voids the warranty, but I tend to want to disassemble, clean it, if I choose to, rather than having to send it into a company to have the same thing done. The pocket clip is a little bit unique. It is made out of stainless steel. It is rather large and a low carry pocket clip, but it has absolutely no writing on it. And then it also has a split in the top here, which both makes it easier to put a lanyard through this lanyard hole, or if you choose to have a lanyard that loops through the pocket clip, it can actually be sticking out the top right there. So it does give you a little bit more options. Of course, it is a pretty much clear indication that you do have a pocket knife in your pocket, because it's pretty clear even if it's a low carry pocket clip when you are carrying a knife. Some people think low carry pocket clips means that, hey, that person has a pin in their pocket. No, everybody knows it's a knife. Also, with the pocket clip, it does have these two little holes, and that's where you would get to the Torque screws to be able to remove the pocket clip. Can't be switched to the other side, so just removal or just removal. Can't flip it at any direction. On the back here, you do have a little ball bearing to use as a window breaker. I don't know what that ball bearing is made out of. It does not seem... It's definitely not ceramic, so I'm guessing just hardened steel. Looking at my notes, there's not too much more notable regarding this knife. One thing I did notice, other than... So the button is on the side of the handle, or the top of the handle, rather than the side that you'll see on maybe some Benchmades or some other brand automatics. You'll occasionally see it right here. It is on the side, or the top rather than the side. Also, the blade is offset to the left, so let's say when you're looking down at the handle, you'll actually see the blade off to the left. A majority of time with automatics, you'll actually see them offset to the right. You can see here on the Microtech Ultratech, it's offset to the right. The Lightning OTF, it's offset to the right. And with this Guardian Tactical, it is also offset to the right. Something to note, it will affect, I guess, when you're cutting a little bit, just because that blade is a little bit more to the left. I think that will actually make it a little bit easier to get a little bit more precise cuts closer to things without having this handle bumping into the material as easily, because it is over just a little bit, maybe 1/10 of an inch, but is something to note. Another thing that I don't believe I've mentioned, I did try to do this video more than once, is this button. So it is a spring-loaded button, as in there is a spring that keeps it a little bit above the handle. You do get that on the Microtech Ultratech as well, a little spring underneath of it, but then on some knives, you do not have the spring at all. And you can see like on this Guardian Tactical Recon 35, there's actually no spring underneath that button. So in case that is something that you care about, it is just something to note. Trying to think if there's any other details. Not really. So that is the the Heretic Knives Manticore X. Let's take a look at the box now. It comes in a pretty standard cardboard box. On the inside, you do have a warning, caution sharp, and you get the business card, Heretic Knives. If you want to visit that website, it's just hereticknives.com. The plastic bag, and then you do get a microfiber bag, both to clean the knife or to store the knife in, which is pretty nice, but it is somewhat standard on the front automatics. Here's what you get like with Microtech Ultratech. This is a special edition, so I got a silver 1-ounce coin, but you can see with this one it actually has some foam padding, but no microfiber bag. But this one does come with kind of warranty information, which the Heretic Knives, I believe, is missing, or I misplaced it. I do not recall. Does it have any writing on the bottom of the box? No, just made in the USA. So there you go. Pretty standard box there. Thinking about the knife, already talked about the ease of opening and closing. Pretty standard there. So let's just show it in a little bit close detail. I know you guys will want to see that as well. So zoom in on it. You can see exactly what you would be getting when you buy one of these. Just going to the handle. Just a beautiful breakthrough grain. Bottom of the handle, non-display side, back of the handle. There's the glass breaker. And then we'll go back to the blade. There's the button. And there you go. That is the Heretic Knives Manticore X. And here's actually a Microtech Ultratech with a Tanto right next to it. Oh, of course, one of the things that I completely forgot to mention that everybody's going to ask, can't believe I forgot it until the end of the video, blade play. Little bit minimal, up and down, very minimal compared to, let's say, the Heretic. A lot less than what is on the Heretic, and let's take a Ultratech from 2019 as well. Much less than the Ultratech as well. So, probably one of the better lockups of a out the front automatic. Very little or very minimal blade play on that. All around, it is a very attractive knife. Just wish that blade shape was a little bit different. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think of this knife. If you're in agreement on the blade shape, or if you think I'm totally off base and am crazy and it's the most attractive thing you've ever seen, let me know that also. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys later.